You decide to spend a weekend away on your own without them to remember what your own noise sounds like. For the first time, Bakugo and Kirishima are the ones left behind in a house that feels half finished without you. They realize that while they have history, you are the one who makes their present worth living in. How do they react when they realize they are the ones who don't know how to function without you? You notice it on a Tuesday, which feels wrong. Realizations like this should come during storms, or at least during something dramatic, not while you're standing in the kitchen of the apartment that you share with two people who love you, watching Bakugo lose an argument with a jar of pasta sauce. It's stuck. Katsuki, just let me. I know it's stuck, Shadir. I can see that. Then, let go. You let go. The lead pops free. Kirishima holds it up like a trophy. Bakugo snatches the jar without a word and turns back to the stove. And Kirishima catches your eye over his shoulder and grins, that wide, unguarded thing that still makes something pull in your chest. And that's when you feel it. That quiet, creeping wrongness settling beneath your ribs like water finding a crack. You love them. You're certain of that. But somewhere between that and living in this, something got lost. And you've been too busy filling your days with their noise and warmth to notice what was missing. You. It gets louder over the next few days. You start paying attention in a way you hadn't let yourself before. The way conversations in this apartment always drift back to the two of them, their training, their rivalry, their history of friendship that existed a decade before you ever walked into it. You sat on the couch between them some evenings, and they always talk across you, and you smile and nod and wonder when you started performing instead of being with them. You're quiet, Kirishima says one night, nudging your shoulder with his. Bakugo doesn't look up from his phone. I'm just tired, you say. It comes out so easily, the small, smooth lie. And the worst part is that Kirishima accepts it, squeezes your knee once, and then turns back to tell Bakugo something about training schedules, and the conversation moves on without you. You stare at the wall and think, when did you get so good at disappearing? The moment it crystallizes is a Friday night. You'd had a hard week, nothing catastrophic, just a slow accumulation of small things that stack up until your shoulders left somewhere near your ears. You'd been looking forward to coming home, to them, but you walk into Bakugo and Kirishima, already mid-conversation, sprawled across the living room like a painting you weren't in. Bakugo's got that rare looseness about him. He's actually laughing, low and grudging, but real, at something that Kirishima had reminded him of. And Kirishima was comfortable in the way only years can make you comfortable with someone. They both look up when you come in. Hey, long day? Kirishima says warmly, waiting for you to come in. Bakugo's expression shifts, not cold, just neutral. There's food. And it's kind. It's genuinely kind. But you stand in the doorway, holding your bag, and you feel like, with sudden awful clarity, that you walked into something that was already whole without you. You're the addition, the third. I'm actually not that hungry. You hear yourself say, I'm going to lie down. Are you sure? Kirishima starts to move, and you wave him off faster than you mean to. I'm fine, stay. You close the bedroom door, and sat on the edge of the bed in the dark. And the feeling doesn't go away, it expands. Trapped isn't the right word exactly. No one has a hand on you. No one is keeping you anywhere you don't choose to stay. But there's a specific kind of cage that's built from friendship and history and comfortable patterns, and you've been walking its perimeter for months without naming what it was. They were each other's best friends. They have been since they were children, and he came into something that had already classified around itself. And instead of asking whether you fit or trying to find a place for yourself, you just started making yourself smaller until you did. The door opens, not a knock, just the soft click of the handle, and then Bakugo's silhouette in the light from the hall. He doesn't say anything at first, just stands there, which from him means more than most people's speeches. Kirishima's worried. He finally says, I told them I'm fine. Well, yeah. He comes in anyway, sits on the bed a few feet away from you. The mattress dips. You've been saying that a lot. You look at your hands. Katsuki, don't. His voice is rough, but not unkind. Don't do that thing where you make it smaller than it is. Kirishima appears in the doorway then, because of course he does. He takes one look at you and comes to sit on your other side, close enough that his arm presses warm against yours. Talk to us, he says quietly, not a demand, just an opening, and something about being wedged between them in the dark, both of them still and waiting, not pulling you into their orbit, just waiting for you. Crack something open. I don't know how I stopped taking space here. I don't know when I started just fitting around the two of you instead of being my own. Kirishima lets out a slow breath. How long have you been feeling that way? A while. Bakugo says nothing. His jaw is tight, and when he speaks, it's quiet in a way he almost never is. That's on us. It's on all of us. Yeah. He doesn't argue. Still. Kirishima turns to look at you fully, and there's no grin this time. Just something earnest and a little wrecked. We didn't notice. We should have. You don't reassure them. For once, you let the admission set. Outside, the city hums its indifferent noise. Inside, the three of you stay there in the half dark, and it's uncomfortable in a way that feels honest for the first time in months. It's not fixed, not even close, but you're still here, and this time you're taking up your space. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.